A New York City firefighter, as with any firefighter in America, in the beginning takes the oath and says, I am willing to give up my life for someone I don't know, to put myself in a dangerous position to save the life of someone I don't know. Sometimes you are called upon to fulfill that. And that's true for firefighters and police officers and military throughout America. Being in New York City, being in the Bronx or Harlem or some parts of Brooklyn or southern Queens, you need to be ready to get your ass kicked.
There's so many variables, I feel like. Like, you have the worst crime in the country.
Now they do. I mean, they're in some trouble in New York now. I mean, especially the police. The firemen get a little bit of a break. But the firemen are also a target of being the man, you know, and getting a false alarm called in, and they call it airmail, where you drop a bucket off the roof of the building. You call in a false alarm, the cops get there, the fireman gets there, you have a bucket of cement, and you drop it off and try and kill them. You know, that's come back. That used to be in the 60s and 70s and early 80s. And that went away, but now that's back again. So not only are you going in a neighborhood trying to help innocent people, but they're trying to kill, you know, the bad people in that neighborhood are also trying to kill you. And, you know, they'll take pot shots and stuff at a fire truck going down the street or a police car. You know, they have these now in the police cars, next to where you sit on the window, they have these little bulletproof pieces of glass. So the cop can sit back and hide behind the glass so somebody can't take a pot shot at him. In these smaller cities now, their economies are in trouble, and their fire departments are very busy, like we used to be in the 80s, 70s in the Bronx. So a firefighter, a New York City firefighter friend of mine, his son is now a Baltimore fireman. They get their asses kicked by fires every time they come in. And all these smaller cities are like that. The Bridgeports, Chicago's, Detroit's, all over America. They know what it's like to be a New York City fireman because they're getting their asses kicked and they're in danger. His son he's only two years on the job, and he already rescued somebody from a fire, you know. Young guy, early 20s.
Wow.
So I wouldn't, the New York City fireman thing, New York City is the biggest, it's the busiest, you know, all that stuff. But
you have the vertical aspect. I mean, you're fighting fires.
So now, and they keep building them bigger. They keep building them taller. I would, look, if you're a billionaire or a multimillionaire, good for you. Don't live on the 125th floor. It's a bad idea. We can't get to you. Mm-hmm. You know, we can't get to you. They've created, in the New York City Fire Department, they've created a new signal for like an ultra high rise.
Really?
Yeah. We do high rise fires every day in New York, every day.
What is a high rise considered? How far does that go?
I would say up to 60 or 70 stories.
Okay.
And then what we call the super talls are the ones that are tall. I'm not sure what the number is. It might be 75 and taller.
Okay.
But the problem is our response time. If the fire's up top,
yeah,
our time to get there is doubled because we have to get up there inside the building.
Right.
You know, and so that fire is going to get even worse. And if you're trapped, we're not going to get to you very quickly, you know. Mm-hmm. So these super talls are a problem for us. And they're a problem for the people that live there or their offices are there. They're a problem for them.
I'm coming at this from a completely ignorant standpoint, but if you're on, like, say, the 100th floor of a high rise and there's a fire in your building, what do you do? I'm sorry, if you're on the 100th floor and there's a fire in your penthouse or whatever it is, and it's on your level, what are you supposed to do?
Get down. Get down.
Just
a
go
stairwell.
down.
Get down.
Because
a
the
stairwell.
fire only burns up.
Don't take an elevator.
Mm-hmm.
Just get below the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke, heat, all that goes up.
Mm-hmm.
Get below the fire, and then if you're there, get out of the building. Even if you have to go down 100 floors in the stairwell, go down.
Yeah.
Get out. Don't take the elevator. Elevators are a very bad idea in a high-rise fire. Elevators can behave erratically. You push to go down, it could go up, and the doors could open to the fire. It's unpredictable. So do the stairwell thing. Get down below. If you physically can't, get a few floors below and call for help, and we'll come get you. Smoke detectors, the most important thing.
Yeah.
Working smoke detector. It gives you a fighting chance to get out before it gets bad.
I can't imagine having a job like that. I mean, it's just a completely different world.
It's the greatest job in the world. The greatest. The most satisfying, the most heroic, the most fun.
Mm.
You know, because you're working with a group of people who you count on every second for your life. And you live together in a firehouse. You eat together, you sleep together, you cook together, you risk your lives together. You know their families, they know your family. You know that if I die, that guy's taking care of my kids forever, which is what I continue to do now for my friends' children. You know, I told you the story of young Mike Lynch, who now wants to go in the military. He was 2 years old when his father, the angel, was murdered. And I promised young Mike's mom, Mike Sr.'s widow, Denise, that I would take care of his children. And now I am mentoring his son. He's 22 years old. He's going to go in, we hope, to the Navy SEALs. We're trying to get him there. And he's like a son to me. And any one of them, if I was killed in 9/11, if I had kids, any one of them would have done that for me. And that's why being a New York City firefighter, being a firefighter anywhere in America, is the greatest job in the world. It's family. You don't get rich,
Right.
but you can pay your bills, and you grow up doing something very important. You teach your children about what's important in life, the most important things, and you have a blast along the way. So.